Good morning, everybody. What do you think to the music? I feel like I'm getting ever so slightly more proficient with putting videos together. That is probably about as technical as it will get, though, I have to warn you. So welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at putting part of the basement together in a dry build, and then the exciting part of talking through the plans that I have for the house. But first, take a look at this, something I missed out from the kit, which I think you might find interesting as a walk down memory lane. So I just wanted to film this little bit because the lady who I bought the house from mentioned, she put a picture of the magazine, the original magazine of the house, on the listing when I bought the house, and I asked her if she wouldn't mind if I could possibly have the magazine, because it'd be a nice keepsake to go along with the house at the original price. And like I said in my previous videos, I was struggling for information, and she's actually messaged me this morning saying, did you get the magazine? So I was like, no. And she put, it was taped to the white box. Now I hadn't noticed the white box because I'd opened it this way. And as you know from a previous video, it's part of the basement. But actually, as I've looked underneath, there it is. She's taped the magazine. So I'm just going to have a look at that now. It'd be interesting to have a flick through. I'm not sure what year it's from, so I will take that off carefully and I'll let you know. Okay, so here is the magazine. As you can see, it's the 2004 to 2005. Which makes complete sense because, as you've seen in the previous video, if you watched them, the shipping sticker on the video was 2006. So the lady probably ordered it from this catalogue. And I thought it'd be interesting just to flick through. I know we've had a lot of these in the past if you're into the hobby over the years. And unfortunately, I just don't keep them, which is a real shame, really, because it's quite nice to sort of have a look back. I always remember them starting with these children's houses at the beginning with the kids' furniture, and then going on, and it's normally from the way they have the catalogues from sort of the cheapest to the most expensive. So for example, look, you can get a lovely little cottage there starting from £99. I know this was nigh on 20 years ago, so it's probably changed quite a bit since then. And you probably remember seeing some of these yourself. The classical, so this is still a house that I think they make now. It's a really, really popular house, sort of a basic design, basic nice Georgian house, and nothing too intricate to put together. I don't know about you though, but I really don't like the house kits that don't have any doors internally. So as you can see here, there's just a walk through. Can you see there? There's not any sort of doors, and I think the stairs upstairs then go from the back. So there's no sort of door separating the rooms. It's just round one section into another section. Generally in a house you wouldn't find that. You would find doors, and I love having doors on houses. I love being able to peek through doors, see into different rooms, and also tying the door design into the room design with the skirting and coving and everything. I think it just really finishes it off. So I usually get houses with doors for that reason. I remember the castle one. I remember seeing that one, definitely. I bet a lot of people had fun with those castles. And Pembroke Grange, I remember that's a popular one. That's not a too high a house, if you like. Quite a small house, really. But that's a lovely little Georgian house. I don't remember Waterside. I remember a Macintosh house they used to do. I don't know if that one will be in here. And as you can see, the sort of prices going up. That's Montgomery Hall. You can still find them out there. Grosvenor Hall. So this is a really popular one, and quite a pricey house as well. A lot of people have these, and you can pick these up. If you have a look on Facebook Marketplace or eBay, you can generally pick these up. You'd be very lucky to get a kit from scratch, like I have, but you can normally pick them up. And, you know, it'd be a really good project to refurbish it, because I bet you could get some really good deals on that. It's like a Tudor property. Ah, there we are. That's the house. Cadogan Garden, sorry. So, yeah, if you have a look in there, that's with the basement as well. So you've got the 5 floors there, including the attic space. And we've seen the working sash windows there. And then, yeah, that's the house there. So you can see, it does say that the house does start from 575, it's the cheapest price. And a lot of the Doll's House Emporium houses, you can actually have them built. I know people like that and just putting furniture in and displaying them, but to me it takes away the whole fun of actually building the house and putting your own stamp on it. And I really do enjoy the decoration part, but they do offer that service if you don't want to do it yourself. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that. I found it quite interesting just to have a little scroll back through memory lane, so I hope you did too. And now we'll be carrying on with the basement. Okay, so if you haven't seen the other two videos, it's probably a good idea to go and have a look at those. Just the introductory video introducing the house, and then the second video, which is the full unboxing. And yesterday we went through the parts just for the basement. There's two separate sets of instructions. So this is the basement instructions, and then there are separate instructions for the house. The rest of the house, 3 big boxes have been put away for now because we are just going to concentrate on the basement. Now, with any kit, it is important to obviously do a checklist, which we did yesterday, and it's also important to have a read through the instructions before you do anything, just to gauge an idea of what you'll be doing. And as I've gone through this and had a look, it looks as though there's the construction there with doors, stairs, etc. I mean, they won't be happening for a long time yet. And then there's the front assembly. So this basement is in 2 parts. It looks like the first is the back with the rooms, and then the second part is all the front, including the bay windows here, and then the actual path part, and the courtyard, etc. So that looks like it's all one piece, and the back one will just literally be the rooms. So today we're going to be looking at part 1, which is the back ones. We will be doing a dry build because we always recommend that you do a dry build. So I'll talk you through that as we go along, and then we'll be looking at some plans for the house. Okay, so the dry build of a dollhouse consists of putting the main structural pieces together but without actually gluing them. So we're going to be using trusty masking tape, and you just get a feel for the proportions of the rooms, how things go together, but mainly you do this just to make sure that the pieces do slot together nicely, as if there's any issues it's quite easy to rectify at this stage rather than later on when you're in the gluing stage. So we'll start getting that tape together and see where we go from there. Well, with this kit, it doesn't even look as though I'll need masking tape. So literally everything's grooved. There's grooves in the bottom there, like here. And then there's grooves, look, where the back piece joins into the side piece and it just slots together and it just sits there as it is. So that's quite nice. It just saves me having to tape it up. Obviously those are holes where the back windows will be. And we will get the dividers in and see how it looks then. Okay, so that's gone together really nicely. The middle bits are now in as well, and everything's just slotted together really quickly and easily. Now, just something to bear in mind, and this is again a good reason to be doing this, just to think about in the future. Can you see that? So that little platform where the stairs sort of turn around to go into the next floor actually just slots in there through one side and then feeds into the other, which is a nice design because you can put those in and then slide that one in after. However, you can see straight away that on this side, whether you're painting or wallpapering, it's going to need a little bit of filler because there's a gap there. And obviously you probably want to put some filler in to be a bit more smooth. Now that is going to make a difference here because this bit you really want to paint or paper before you put that platform in. And it's going to be a bit tricky to do that without having to put that into fill. So yeah, just things like that, just that you need to consider as you're starting a project like this. Now with the dry build, the main part, the most essential part, is just making sure that the main structure fits together. In terms of sort of the decoration, the detail, any embellishments, you don't have to worry about taping them on. But certainly with doors and windows, if you just want to try them in the apertures that are provided just to make sure they fit, and you can see, yeah, that fits absolutely perfectly. And again, I'll try that with the other one and then just try the doors in there, make sure they fit in perfectly. But so far with this high quality kit as it is, I'm pretty sure that I won't have any surprises. So I've just realised, and a perfect reason why you do this is I've actually got these the wrong way around. So I thought these were exactly the same, this and the other side, and they are, except this space here is smaller than this space, and I've actually got them upside down, so that goes on the other side because the bigger area is on the bottom. And you can see here, look how it says, you know, right hand wall, there's the bigger part there and then the smaller little bit there. So I've actually got those the wrong way around. Now if I hadn't done this and I just built it straight away and chucked some glue on, there's a good chance I'd have got that wrong. So I'm just going to swap those over. Okay, so that's better. Looking at the other side now, but you can see how the bigger part is now at the bottom. So that is the correct wall. And then at the other side there, again, I've just switched them round so that they are actually the correct walls. It's a good idea when you start a new project to get yourself a notebook or something like this, just a jotter. I normally use these square jotters for planning like this, for furniture builds, just because they have the squares and it's really easy to have a look in terms of scale. Maybe use the squares for per inch or per centimetre, etc. And then, so I have this, and then I have just a notebook, just a lined notebook, just to take notes. I actually have it at the side of my bed because you'll be surprised how many times you wake up in the night and think of something and you need to write it down. So yeah, it's good to have an ideas book. This initial part here, I've drawn out obviously the main house diagram, and I just want to run some ideas as to what I have in mind at the moment, but it is an ongoing process. And don't be frightened if, you know, when you get a kit or a refurbishment house to do that you don't know exactly what rooms you want to be what. It is an evolving process sometimes. So I've just obviously done a diagram of the house. These are the hallways, which are pretty much, will just have stairs in. There isn't a lot more I can do with those because you'll come up one set of stairs along a little platform, up another, and there'll only be this small part at the front. So I don't think there'll be any room there for any furniture or anything. And then obviously there's a door here where the basement is, and there's a door there at the ground floor level as well. In terms of rooms, I have an idea. I obviously need a kitchen, a living room, and then some bedrooms. And I was deciding really whether to put the kitchen here or here. And but then the problem is, if I have a kitchen and then a living room on this level, then if I want a dining room, which I do, I'm probably looking at putting a dining room here, and I'm getting up to sort of first floor bedroom levels now. So I wanted a dining room here really, and a living room, and I didn't want to divide the rooms too much, certainly with a living room, because I want the big space. So because of that, I've decided to put the kitchen here in the basement. Now, although it is a basement, it does actually have the bay windows at the front. So it is actually like a very well-lit room. And I think it will serve nice as a kitchen, especially because the courtyard's going to be at the front here. And I think it'd be nice to have, you know, with the front door, you could be in there, you know, having your morning coffee or tea in my case, and then come out the door and into a little, you know, enclosed patio area to sit in the sunshine. It's weird how you start thinking of little scenarios like you're going to, you know, turn yourself into a miniature and run around the thing. It's quite funny, but so yeah, so I think that'd be nice. So this one is going to be the kitchen. This one, I haven't decided what I want to do with this room yet. I did have an idea of putting, of having it just as a basement, sorry, maybe utility with washing machine, etc., and then just a storage unit. But then I realised actually on the front there's a big bay window, so if you had a room that lent itself to having a big bay window, you certainly, I don't think, would use it as a storage unit. It would be another room in the house. So I haven't decided on that one yet. Obviously, it still needs some thought. Ground floor, I want a dining room here, I think, so it's just above the kitchen, and a living room there. And here, the first floor, I need a bathroom somewhere, and I need a bedroom, maybe a guest bedroom, and I'm not sure I want to give a full huge room like that over to a bathroom. There's only so much you can put in a bathroom, and not many houses have massive bathrooms. So I might put a divider. If I'm putting the bathroom there, I might put a divider or something there, and then I don't know what I'm going to do with this bit yet. And then on the top floor, I thought about a master bedroom, and then maybe a walk-in wardrobe and an ensuite. So this whole level is for a master bedroom. And then the attic, I haven't really decided what to do with the attic yet, whether it's going to be a sort of storage room and a little craft room or something, or whether I might, it depends on the eaves, I guess, once it's built, because I might end up just having to use this bit, putting a little cupboard door in and using this in the other side as storage, and then having two little small rooms here for something. So yeah, I haven't decided as of that as to what I want to do with that yet, but I just wanted to make this brief little video just to give you an idea of some of what was going on in my head. And I'll leave the main design video for later. We'll probably do an outside design video to explain how I plan to design and decorate the outside, and then we'll do a bit more of an in-depth video on the inside. As you can see, just to mention, I have done all this in pencil. It's a good idea to do it in pencil. You know, obviously you can just make any changes as your mind changes, because you probably will make 2 or 3 changes as you go along. And I know I keep harping on about it, but I can't stress enough how important it is to plan things. If you rush in and you know you're not quite sure of something and you do rush in, then you might be disappointed later on and you'll never be happy with it. So if you're unsure, wait, do some more research, wait a week, wait 2 weeks. It's not going anywhere until you're happy with the decision that you've made. So the next job that I like to do is to start labelling the areas up, so that once they're taken apart, you know which side corresponds to which side, and it's far easier when you're painting or decorating. The last thing you want to do is to paint or decorate the wrong side of something and have to do it all again. Aside from obviously the time constraints, if you've put something on that's difficult to get off, it's going to make it for a miserable experience. So this is the left hand side of the basement, which I've already said I'm planning on being sort of, for want of a better word, basement. So I'll just type that on there, right on there, sorry, basement. And I will do the same for the left hand basement, the right hand basement, and the basement back, just so I know what's what. Now, it is in pencil, and this is important. I always do everything in pencil, because if you change your mind, or if you're painting with a white or a light colour, you don't want this to show through. So always do everything in pencil. And the other thing I like to do is just to mark off now. As you can see, the basement, if you are putting a floor on, you know where the floor will end because it's got the grooves. But on these walls, you don't know where it's going to end, because there's a little bit down there that you don't really want to have wallpaper or paint on, because it won't adhere as well. So if you leave that little bit spare, and you do have a little bit of an allowance here, because most of the time you will be putting on some skirting. So I'm just going to go around there as well with the pencil on the ground floor, so that I've got a mark on the wall of everywhere. There. So I'm just going to do that and mark everything up for both sides. And here it is with the basement roof on as well, which again just slotted perfectly into place. And you can see here where the bay windows will be for the front. This is already a huge heavy piece and it's just one section of the basement. So again, I'm just thinking this is going to be such a huge project. Okay, so that's everything labelled up now. I've labelled up the inside, and I've put on the outside of their left-hand basement outside as well, and the right-hand basement outside. And the hallway are labelled up, and the floors are labelled up, and I have put the mark around all the floors there so that we know where to paint or wallpaper to. And I've just put the stairs in so you can envision what the hallway will be like. So the front door to the basement is here. And then as you come in, there's sort of the stairs up, and then the stairs there will go further up onto what will be the ground floor of the house. And my little cogs are going round already, and I'm already seeing a little cupboard here. Because in all the other stairs, the stairs will come up there and you'll walk around and go up the next stairs. So that bit will be like a little walkway. But here on the basement, I can see like a little cupboard door that I might make there to maybe putting in as you open it. There's like a little hoover and so on, maybe some cleaning products. It's so funny how you start this and all of a sudden your imagination just goes wild. So I will leave this video there, I think. and on to the next episode. I hope that you're finding some use out of this, or just enjoying following me along. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I'll try to respond when I can. And if you do want to be notified next time I release a video, please hit the subscribe button on YouTube, and that will notify you every time there's a new video released. Until later, take care.